All right, good morning, traders. Welcome back to the Tier 1 Trading live trading room, the New York session. Happy Tuesday to you. See some good conversation going on in the chat already about euro dollar. And James, was it James and Orsi? That's actually the pair we were going to look at today to start things off. If you guys are joining me on social media, welcome. I come on and do a live stream of our live trading room here. We call it the trade of the day, where we give you a look at the top trading idea that's on my radar for the day. We talk about some fundamental stuff as well if there's something that we need to pay attention to. Really not much today. All the main stuff's kind of been taken out the way, aside from we got $1 event coming out. But thank you guys for joining. Feel free to ask questions, leave comments. Feel free to hit that like button if you want. And of course, if you want to join for the entire session and more, just head over to www.tier1trading.com. You can do so as part of your 14-day risk-free trial membership. So some good debate going on with the euro dollar here, right? Now, my prediction that I made months ago still stands true. 96s. 96s. I'm still thinking 96s. I said it a while ago. People laughed at me as we started to retrace. I told you guys where I thought we would pull back to. Would help if I put a chart on there for you. We pulled back to it. People laughed at me again. And lo and behold, we came back to $1. We are breaking, or we have broken parity. Put in a lower low, lower close beneath our VS1 level here. And now we're asking ourselves, where is the next place you can go? Again, it's funny, right? Because people have such a short-term outlook on things, where we started calling it after the break of this structure level, right? We came down to $1, we held at $1, and then we put in a nice complex pullback. Where did that complex pullback come to? Look left, structure leaves clues, right? You guys remember the training we had yesterday on structure? Came right back to this inside level of structure. Nice 3-bar reversal here. Wick of this candle spikes up, got rejected. Doji candle and an inside bar, right? What does a doji candle mean? Indecision. Inside bar, we know consolidation, which is essentially indecision. Followed it up with confirmation in a lower low, lower close, blew all the way right back down. This time we did not hold at $1. We broke and closed below, right? Confirming the bearish trend, the same bearish trend that we've been in for a while now, and allowing us to stick to the initial prediction. But again, you gotta have patience. You gotta give the market time to breathe. You can't get caught up. I mean, so I was having the same conversation yesterday with a person who was freaking out every time the market moved, right? And it's all about perspective, right? So many traders saw this. I'll go over to Trading View so I can kind of show you the replay on here. So many traders looked at this. And let's kind of chop this part off. And they started screaming, bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend. Well, they said, Akil, right? We've got the combination. Even some that knew our rules on defining a trend. We got the combination. We got the starting point, initial structure high, outside return, if I can get my line thing working. And then new structure high here, right? And they're not wrong, right? You have that 3-point move, right? Would you guys agree? A bear flag on the daily. I don't see a bear flag. I'll double check. Yeah, you have that 3-point move there, but what are these traders forgetting? This is a tough question. It starts with a P. Yeah. Perspective of the market. They're blinded by this short-term move that they don't take in account this. That yes, this is called a complex pullback, right? It is a pullback. A pullback in nature is going to be a trend in the opposite direction because the market is moving in the opposite direction, right? But they're forgetting the bigger picture here. Right. And this is why, again, you want to get into that routine. Doesn't matter what your higher time frame is, but you want to get into that routine of always using a higher time frame consistently and then another time frame. That way you have perspective on the overall view of the market. Then you can go down and you can get to work within that overall view instead of just being blinded by, what's just in front of you, right? What does it say? Not seeing the trees for the forest, whatever that saying is. So, but it will come. It will happen. Patience, 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 right? So let's go down to up to the daily. Speaking of higher time frame confirmation, someone said something about a bearish flag on the daily. Were you talking about this pair, James? Wondering about if this move would have been that bear flag. This pullback right here as a bear flag. Is that what you're referring to? Yeah. No, I don't see it as a bear flag. I see it as a pullback pattern. There's no real bouncing off of a trend line or anything like that. It's, we maybe hit twice on the bottom. We only hit once on the top. So yeah, wouldn't be a bear flag. Just a complex pullback, a multi-leg pullback for me. But same thing, right? A bear flag is nothing more than, right, a pullback. This goes back to what we talked about the other day, where, it's great to know the names of these things. It's great to understand them, but it's even better to have a deeper understanding of what they mean, right? And if you look at your bear flag in this complex pullback, right, aside from the names, aside from the definition, do they tell you a different story from each other? So if this were a bear flag versus a complex pullback, would the overall projection be any different? Think about it like that, right? No, it's the exact same thing. It just comes in a different way. And that's what the market will typically give you, right? The market will give you, and again, we went over this in the foundation course. There's only 3 things the market does, right? But the market will give you the same thing just in different ways. Now, I'm not saying they're not useful, right? I'm not saying they're not useful because, again, if you may have a specific way where, hey, if it's a bear flag, I can trade it as a breakout trader, where you can't trade a complex pullback as a breakout trader. Or if it's a complex pullback, you could do something like this, right? So it may help you as far as your tactics on how you want to approach it, right? So they definitely have value. But from an overall analysis perspective, and this is my thing with a lot of new traders, is first just understand the meaning. First just understand the message that it's telling you. And then you can dial in on the specifics as far as your tactical approach of, hey, I'm gonna, based on this pattern, I can take it this way, or based on that pattern, I can take it that way. But a lot of traders want to do the fancy stuff first. So let's get back to business here. You can see our VS1 level, that green box down there, has been violated. Such a horrible word. Violated. Lower low, lower close, right? Let's walk through that IPDE process for anyone that's new. We see a lower low, lower close violation that allows us to make the prediction that price is likely to go which direction? Up or down? Price is likely to go lower, right? That's the easy part, right? Now, the harder part, again, we've done this before, but it's not going to make it any easy. So it'll be like a little bit of review. The harder part, if we're likely to go lower, where are we likely to go lower to it? I'm going to bounce back to my trading view just so I can get the weekly up here without loading up any extra data, because we're going to have to go to the weekly to figure out where we're likely to go lower to. Now, I have my bias already, but I saw you guys talking earlier. You got a few levels you're looking at. Orsi says, I think it's at 2002 all the way down here. 83 cent, Orsi? James says, we hit one level already. I don't think we did, but it depends on what you're looking for. So the first, I'll scrunch things up so you can see it. So here's where we're at right now. I always like doing this. I like drawing in a horizontal line. Shows me exactly where we're at right here, right? The level that stands out to me, right, is going to be 2002. It is going to be this little area right in here. The question is where? The question is where? And again, this follows up directly on the conversation we had yesterday about structure, right? So let's look at the clues that the market has given us, right? Do we see any area that looks to be more important than the other? Do we see any area that looks to be more important than the other? And we can do confirmation stuff. We can bring in fibs and all that stuff as well. We can do that later. Fibs, AB equals CDs. They may not help us all too much, but Orsi says the lower level of structure. Yeah, so you're not wrong with any level of structure in here that you identify, right? Because this is going to be the artsy part of trading, where it's going to be your perspective. It's going to be, how do you view it? What levels do you value? I will show you the one that stands out for me, however, real quick. Got a question on or a comment on the YouTube. Says on the daily, we already hit structure, but the big major structure is at 96. Yeah. And again, it depends on your interpretation of structure and what levels that you're viewing valid and what levels you're viewing not to be valid. But yeah, we can always hit different levels of structure. They could be major, they could be minor. The key is we're trying to figure out what level of structure do we predict price to go to. And if we've already hit that level, you've got to wait for a reset. If we didn't, then you can continue on. So the level that I'm liking, again, well, you know I like 96 cents, but I'm going to shift my blue line right down from here, which is probably where most of you guys are looking at for that daily level of structure, right? 99 something, I would guess, right inside here. I'm shifting it down a little bit right to this mesh point. Now, why this mesh point? This is going to be in your 96s. Yep. Why this mesh point? And again, you're on the weekly, so like it's a little adjustment. It's going to be different between 96 and 95, but yeah, same area. Well, again, look left, structure leaves clues. What has price done at this level before? Let's draw a box there, right? Resistance, resistance, broke above resistance, support, support. A nice little ice zone right there. Nice little structure swap. Right? So I do think we can head back down into those 96s. So now the question is there room? Is there opportunity? Right? We can draw fibs on as well if we want. We can take a Fibonacci extension from our previous swing high to swing low. See if we can predict where this extension is going to come to. You can see we got a 1618 a little bit lower, 127. We've done this before. Again, I don't think that. Actually, we've got something else here too. Then I think about it. Fibs aren't going to help us as much either as the AB equals CD. Butterfly traders, you've got a butterfly pattern here in the weekly. But yeah, I think we can come down to 96s. We are currently trading up at 99s. I don't know about you guys, but that's plenty of room for continued movement to the downside. Real quick, again, back on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube. Exactly at 99, going to wait for the break first. Then I'm allowed to take the trade into the weekly zone. Nice. All right, so let's go back down to our daily. I like keeping my lines on my chart. I'll stay here so I'm not bouncing around too much. So we got a projection on where we think we can go to. Right? Now the question is, with our personal tactics, how are we able to get involved in the trade? We've identified that price has broken and closed below structure. We have predicted that price is likely to go lower. For some, it's likely to go lower right now. For others, we're going to need a fresh break. Now the question is, how can we get involved? And this is going to go down to what type of trader you are. Are you a breakout trader? If so, you already got the break and close above or below. So you should already be in that trade. Are you a pullback trader? Meaning you need to wait for a little bit of relief for price to pull back and then look for that next wave down. Could we put in some consolidation, right? James mentioned the flag pattern earlier. Maybe we put in a low and tight flag here. And that presents another opportunity for either a break or close pullback or another breakout trade. So at this point, ooh, the spammers are back. Well, I thought I blocked you. There you go. At this point, you need to start visualizing. You need to start going over your trading plan if you don't know it by heart asking yourself, what do I need to get involved? And then you just got to wait. Then you got to wait. Good old bots. Yeah. Good old bots. But the opportunity is still here. A good example of not giving up on analysis. You have to be very patient, very, very, very patient. And nothing has changed. So again, it's funny. We played this whole thing out almost perfectly. And if you want, you can go back and watch. You probably don't want to go back and watch every live room video, but I'm pretty sure I talked about it in the Trading Edges as well on YouTube. You go back and watch all the videos. This is exactly what we thought would happen. We broke down. We thought we would stop at $1. High psychological number, right? We thought we would pull back in the structure. Our previous inverted head and shoulders there. And then we continue down to 96. Now we haven't gotten to 96s yet, but we're working our way down there. If you can get good at making these predictions, guys, you'll be very dangerous. Your entry tactics will catch up, right? The most important part of trading is your ability to make a consistent and accurate prediction. Because if you can do that, it's pretty easy to find ways to get involved. We can talk tactics all day. Once you know what something is going to do, the easy part is getting involved. But work on that prediction, trust that prediction, and eventually follow through with that prediction. So Euro-dollar trade of the day. You guys got any questions on this? Social media people, I'm going to boot you out soon as we continue to whip around the market, but we want to give you guys one round of analysis. Before you leave, do me a favor, hit that like button. Leave any comments if you have questions. I do run through them at some point in the day or the next day and answer them. Got a question says, there's a bat pattern complete on pound dollar, 1 hour, 4 hour. I didn't see that this morning. Did you guys see a bat pattern on a pound dollar? Euro yen. I'm not seeing one here, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Could just be one that doesn't stand out to me. Fing says, thanks for the stream. Very grateful. Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Or she says, looks like the daily bat. Yeah, but it's invalid now, though. We broke X, unless that's what we were talking about on the daily. We violated our X legs. That would no longer be valid. But that's probably the one. That's probably the one you're talking. Is that what you're talking about, Rue? Daily 4 hour, maybe. Daily. There we go. Okay. You said hourly 4 hour. You said hourly 4 hour. All right. Let's kick you guys out here. I'll draw that bat in real quick so you guys can see. It was an X to A to B, B to C. How about that New Zealand dollar cipher, by the way? It's funny, New Zealand dollar, if you guys remember yesterday, not yesterday. New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar both had potential ciphers. New Zealand dollar hit on a dime. Aussie dollar missed by slightly. That's why I like keeping them both in my portfolio, just in case one is a little bit slower than the other, which tends to be the Aussie dollar. So, all right. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Again, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Live rumors. I was going to head to dollar yen next. We got a bat pattern on that potentially setting up. Is that cool with you? Was there some